inspire, empower. Grab your girls and soar a little higher. Unlock the fire in you, 'cause real women don't bitch. No, real women don't. 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 Real women don't bitch.
Hey, thank you for joining me on the Real Women Don't Bitch podcast. This is your proud host, August Crenshaw, aka Mrs. Raw, Real, and Relentless. I am the #1 advanced mental conditioning specialist for entrepreneurs because building mental muscle is necessary in order to implement successful business strategies. This show has been created for the woman who is not excuse-driven and needs help building a profitable business. I will be interviewing women from various fields who are willing to break the silence on struggles that specifically affect female entrepreneurs. Welcome to a show where I and guest speakers from time to time share our methods that help us beast our business no matter what is going on in our lives. Whether you are an online or brick and mortar business owner, this show is for you. We will hit every angle, personal, professional, and spiritual. Why? Because on any given day, you get hit with shit from a scenario involving one, more, or perhaps all of the above. It all impacts you and your mindset towards your business. I have made it my personal mission to provide a space where we dive deep into the BS we face on a day-to-day basis. Hey, ladies, I'm on a rampage. Good rampage, though. Not the, oh my God, y'all better get y'all stuff together. I'm excited because I'm going to be talking to you guys a lot about sales. I got some really juicy stuff coming up. I don't know which platform you're following on, but I'm telling you right now, whether you're following me on Facebook, LinkedIn, my business page, IG, I am doing a 30-day blitz at the time that I'm recording this. Now, by the time you hear this, a lot of that'll be old, but the information is still there. But I'm doing a 30-day blitz of sales tips. I want you guys to get in on some of the juice, and I want to come in here and talk to you guys about sales too, because I just keep seeing things that are ridiculous. And honestly, for me to be a sales coach, having people solicit me for products, this really just makes it even the more icky. And I'm going through these experiences, and this is coming from people with high ticket offers. And I'm like, oh my God, I know beyond a shadow of a doubt, they are struggling to close sales. And what they can't see is they can't see how it's not good for business because they have a $5,000 or $10,000 offer. But here's what I want you all to think about. If you have a business right now, and let's just say you're serving, 6 clients on average, because that's what you need. Maybe your price point is $2,000. So you're charging $2,000 for 6 clients, and you're like, yes, I'm doing good because I'm bringing in $12,000. If somebody gives you a boost of morale and you say, nope, what I used to charge $2,000 for, I'm going to raise my price, and now I'm going to charge $6,000. Now you only need 2 clients to reach your income goals. But just because you only need 2 clients to reach your income goals doesn't mean that you should start having really shitty sales calls, because it's like, if I speak to 15 people and, only 2 of them close, I'm going to be okay. And the reason why I'm saying this is because the day is going to come where sometimes, you may luck up and it's 4 people instead. But what about that month? Even with a very high ticket offer, that you are lucky if you get 1 person. The average entrepreneur does not have a high level of financial acuity, and usually they begin to adjust their lifestyle to whatever the money is that they're bringing in. And if you're bringing in $12,000 working with 2 people, you are traveling more, doing more, buying healthier foods, wearing different types of clothes. I'm talking about the average person. A lot of people are not willing to sacrifice and say, you know what, I won't do any extravagant spending until I reach a quarter of a meal and I have X amount of money put away. But still, regardless, You should not have an attitude that says, you know what, if I speak to 15 people and if only 2 of them close, then fine, so what? At least I'll reach my income goal for the month. And that's what I get from a lot of people that I've talked to on LinkedIn who, first of all, told me that it was just going to be a connection call, but then they end up pitching me and doing a horrible job with it. And that motivated me because I'm launching a sales mastermind, but I'm like, you know what? I love to just give value. Let me give a ton of advice beyond what's already, fed throughout this podcast. Let me just put some laser focused attention on sales. And so the theme for today, when I'm recording this, is setting up the follow-up. And I want to talk to you guys and give you some motivation as to why you should follow up with someone until they throw up. Follow up with somebody until they are sick of you. Okay. And some of you might be like, August, no. I'm going to tell you when you shouldn't do this and why it won't work for you. But let me just justify why I'm saying, just follow up with people until it gets on your nerves. Imagine a woman coming to me. We have a strategy session. She's super duper excited about working with me. Everything's sounding good. Bam, I lay that price point down on her. She knew it was going to cost, and she was hoping before she set up that call with me that some kind of door was going to open so she could afford it. I offer her a lesser price program. She's still wrestling with something. At the end of the day, when we get through, if she doesn't sign up because there's a quote unquote money issue, I am still going to follow up. I'm going to be like, hey, how are you doing? Not just I'm following up to be following up with you and asking a bunch of questions. You ready yet? You ready yet? You ready yet? You ready yet? It's not like that, but I'm going to keep in contact with people, whether it was bad timing, a money issue. Sometimes it's just because people are in transition, and that once again goes with timing, but for different reasons. I'm going to continue to follow up because here's the reality. When I follow up next week, you may be like, yep, it's still fresh on my mind. Well, hey, at least she remembered me, and then you keep on going. If I wait 2 more weeks or a month, you may be on this, yeah, whatever. I thought that's what I want to do, but that ain't what I want to do. I'm going to be cordial, say something back to August, that's fine. And then I follow up with you again and be like, hey, I see you out there on my posts and stuff like that, girl. Have you got that situation taken care of / whatever? You may be in that place where she just working my nerves. But I'll follow up with you again. And one of these days, my persistence is going to be on the day when you are in that place that's like, man, in the back of my mind, I'll never forget the connection that August and I made on that first sales call. I will never forget how this woman made me feel like I was the center of attention and she was there to serve me. And after all of this stuff and after all the things I tried, probably even went and bought something that was cheaper, ended up being a piece of shit, or even spent money on something that cost more and it didn't work out. I knew in my heart and my soul that day that I talked to her who I needed to work with. But I've been so down and out and I didn't believe in my dream. And now I need to give it a shot again. And bam, she messaged me. It's like God answered a prayer. That is why you follow up. You follow up until you get sick with it. Because one of those days you're going to follow up when they're in the midst of a transition. People go up and down with their decision making. Don't you? Don't you sometimes get like super duper excited about something, and then after you get a chance to lay down, or you speak to that person who isn't as excited as you, or a spouse who is a little leery about investing in anything else, that you can be like, yeah, maybe I was thinking too much. I ought to leave that alone. And then something happens and you see something good happen with another entrepreneur, or you participate in a challenge in a Facebook group or something. You go through a myriad of emotions, and so is the person who is debating working with you. Everybody isn't indecisive. Everybody isn't in this state where they're not willing to invest in themselves. And I'm going to be really honest with you. If you are going to become a master closer, you don't have time to whine and bitch and complain about somebody's mindset and what they are or are not doing. Your responsibility is to show up as a leader. Your responsibility is to show up as an influencer. You are here with a charge, with a call on your life to influence people to make decisions to better their lives. So you got to ask yourself, do I need to step my game up? Why won't this work for you? I told you, and this is why you shouldn't do it. If you don't have a systematic process and pretty much the only thing you do is say, hey, what do you want? Oh, you want a kick-ass website? Oh, hey, what do you want? You want to get over this hurdle before you and your husband get divorced? Oh, okay. You got a money mindset block. You want to come over. You want to get your business established. Great. I do all of those things. I got a such and such program. It lasts this long and it costs this much. If you don't have a real connection that was created in that sales call, you won't have fun following up, because following up will sound like, hey, how are you doing? Just seeing if you were ready yet. Hey, how are you doing? Just seeing if you were ready yet. That's when it becomes difficult. That's when it won't work for you. That's when it'll get uncomfortable, and you won't be doing it until they're sick. You're sick to the stomach every time you do it. That's the question that you have to ask yourself. If you wrestle with this, please understand that's because it's everything else in the sales process that you don't have set up. You've got to change your mindset and understand that it is possible for somebody to meet you one time and sign up with you, that it is possible for people who look like they have no money to have access to windfall cash. Maybe they just received a settlement. Unfortunately, maybe a loved one died but left them an inheritance. People are willing to borrow from their 401ks. I'm not talking about you telling people to do this. When people are in that state of desperation to do whatever it takes to get their business moving forward, the question is, will they exercise that desperation with you because they know that there's going to be a return call getting the desired results that they want, and you can't tell them what they should or shouldn't do in order to get that. And so if your whole process is not right, there is no real follow-up. There's no real follow-up, and that means that 90% of the time you're not closing. I don't just teach women to sell. I create master closers. I create women who, when they're on the call, the person's like, so how do I sign up? Can you send me the link? They don't even have to deal with objections. They don't even have to do the follow-up. They just like, hey, you said this date, this time, bam, this is when I sent it. And it's like, oh, I'm on top of that. A follow-up is a formality, as in, oh, okay. Well, my bad. I got super duper busy. My son was sick and I just let it. I'm getting to it right now, girl. That's what you're looking for. That's what I create with people that close. That is your sales nugget for today. That's how you follow up. That's why you follow up. And if you don't have this right, listen to me. You cannot hide behind your marketing, your messaging, your branding. You can't hide behind how pretty you look, how powerful that post was, especially if you're going to offer something to someone, some type of product or service where they're parting with $2,000, $5,000, $6,000, $10, $11,000, $20,000. You got to have a conversation. You better connect, and you better make that person feel like you are the answer to their prayer, not just a person who's proud of all of the accolades that you have because of the results that you can get for somebody. If this is something that you're struggling with, I want to encourage you, while there is still time, get access to the Slay Sales Mastermind. You know what? I have an early bird special that ends on February 28th. And so if you're just now hearing about this, you've missed a couple of weeks of being able to even find out about the mastermind. If you're curious about it and you end up jumping and changing your mind and saying you want to do it, if you mention that you're a listener of the podcast, then I will grant you the ability to still sign up. That's for the first 5 listeners who say they listen to the podcast. If you sign up after, listen to me, if you sign up after February 28th, I'm going to allow you to still use the early bird price. First 5 people that end up having to sign up after February the 28th, I'm going to let you still seize the early bird price, but you have to mention that you heard about this promo on the podcast. I'm putting the link on the website. Go ahead and take a look at augustcrenshaw.com/slay sales. So you can see what I'm talking about doing. And I'm going to let you know right now, just so you don't waste your time. If you're a newbie in business, if you're still kind of wrestling around who your ideal client is, this is not for you. This is for the boss lady who's got an offer that's at least $2,000. You got an offer that's at least $2,000. You know exactly who you are selling to. You even generate leads, but it's about converting the leads. That's where your trouble is at. If you're ready to increase your income, you don't have to go crazy paying somebody a whole lot of money to get you a whole lot of leads so that you can increase the, ability to make more money. You need to maximize the leads that you have. You probably have some really great people in front of you, but if your sales mojo is not on point, unfortunately, you're not going to close sales. I'm super duper excited about working with you. Wouldn't it be great to have a wait list? Wouldn't it be great to close 7 out of 15 sales or more instead of just expecting to only do 2? Of course it would. And trust me, People have been through the ringer. They've been offered a lot. They've paid for a lot. When they know that you're the person, they will wait in order to be able to get quality. So thank you guys for tuning in. There's going to be a whole lot of more sales tips coming out. And let me just plug you one more time. If you haven't heard through the grapevine yet, Business Mastery Summit 2.0 is coming back. Stay tuned for more details. All right, you guys, I'm out of here. Deuces. Thank you for joining me today. Remember to cultivate a mindset that is biased towards taking action. No bitching, whining, or complaining. Here, our mantra is, real women don't bitch, we get shit done. See you next week as I continue to bring you what you need to keep your head in the game and beast your business. Don't forget to hit subscribe and leave us a 5-star review. Would you like a specific topic covered? Have a question you would like answered live? Then head on over to realwomendon'tbitchpodcast.com. Subscribe to my email list, hit me up, and I got you. Interested in being a guest speaker? You walk the walk? Then you can sign up on the website too. This is your #1 advanced mental conditioning specialist for entrepreneurs, Mrs. Raw, Real, and Relentless. Signing out. Deuces.
Inspire, empower, grab your girls and soar.